guys, it took me a while to try and marshal my thoughts about Stranger in a Strange Land this week. The thing about it was, like, the question for our book group discussion says, what elements, speculative fiction, conventions, and tropes are present in the novel? And I got into that sheet on tropes and just about got lost in there because every single trope that you click on has a big, oh my goodness, I couldn't. So my story, written in 1961, is set in the future. So we've got lots of world building for that future world, but it's Earth. So we've got video phone, which of course we've realized with Skype and FaceTime. We've got flying cars, not quite there yet, autonomous flying cars. We also have stuff like synthetic grass that you can grow as carpet in your house and like neat stuff. And combined world government, which I really think is interesting based on the time that it's written, coming out of the McCarthy era, where they really thought communism was going to take over the world. So they, science fiction, I have seen that in other science fiction of the time period where, or certainly Robert Heinlein, like in Starship Troopers, speculates about, combined world governments. So there was that in there. And yet, just like in Matt's video, there's these, antiquated notions of women and stuff like that. Now, interesting, Stranger in a Strange Land, like, I don't know, I just couldn't pinpoint specific tropes that it was following. When it came to the, like, main character, a human raised on Mars but comes back to Earth, so the entire story is set on Earth, he never describes the Martians, physically or otherwise. They have a language and they create a phonetic alphabet to try and match and translate that language. There's a certain, I'm sure there's an alien trope that aliens are a threat to us, and they hint at that. The asteroid belt was a fifth planet that the Martians destroyed, and maybe they would like to destroy Earth too. So there is that alien are a threat trope. But again, like, I was looking through the speculative fiction trope list and I couldn't even find that one on there, but I'm sure it's in there somewhere because there's so many. I'm like lost in this list. So like lots of world building, and like I say, when it comes, there's no description of what people are wearing in this future Earth. It's more about how the society has structured itself with more combined government and society structure. And what's neat is that the character starts a bit of a sexual revolution, which of course from our point of view, like, that's our past now. But in 1961, that future hadn't, been necessarily realized yet. We hadn't even got into like the hippie era and flower power, and Woodstock was 1969. So this was a little prophetic when it came to the sexual revolution, perhaps, but it's just, a little, different in other aspects for sure. Future stuff there, but some antiquated notions about women, but it does kind of prophesize the sexual revolution.